What's up everyone, my name's Ollie and welcome to my brand new YouTube Let's Play channel focused on factory and automation and base building games, and this is BarelyBuilding. We're kicking things off with a Satisfactory playthrough, but we're going to be modding the game just to spice things up a little bit. I've got about 750 hours in this game and I've never once made it over that finish line. Done some pretty decent builds, dipped into VR, and shout out to Dortmund there for his VR mod, but I've just never crossed that line. So for this playthrough, the mod we're using is the continuous space elevator mod, which is a mod where instead of delivering X amount of an item to progress to the next phase, we need to deliver a certain amount per minute to unlock the next phase, but we also need to maintain it. So if production stops, we need to restart it again to get the phase back. Going to make for an interesting challenge, and yeah, we're going to set another challenge. So it's one I've been wanting to do for a little while. The general way that I play the game is to have one large power plant or multiple large power plants that power the world. For this playthrough, I'm challenging myself to have local power for all the major builds we're doing in the game. So for our main base, needs its own power plant. For our aluminum factory, that's going to need its own power plant. It's going to make for an interesting challenge. So here we are in our brand new world. We're going to build our star base over here, mainly because I've never done it over here before. So let's get started. So we've got the hub down, the equipment workshop down. I've gone ahead and just made a start on automating some of the basic bits. We just got some cable and wire over here. A little bit of iron products up here just for some rods and some plates. And don't look at this, but our limestone nodes are up here and up here. I didn't want to walk all the way around this hill every time, so we're just using these as a little ramp if we need to get up there. And there's our bit of concrete. So the first thing I like to do when we're getting started is get ourselves set up with some very early power. If we get that out of the way now, we can expand this lot into a proper factory, and it will automate everything we need to get started with the first space elevator part, which is the goal of today's video. Here's our continuous space elevator. We have to keep it fed. Our first task, we can't build it yet. We'll wait till we've got some parts, but our first task is 1 smart plate in per minute. That's all we got to do to unlock phase 2. But before we can do that, we need to unlock all the upgrades that we need to get going. Get out of here. Go on. Get out of here. My house. So, first thing we need, we've unlocked logistics because we needed that just to make the most of the iron ores, but we absolutely need base building. We're going to grab field research as well. We need obstacle clearing so that we can make the solid biofuel. And we need logistics Mark II so we can use the few reinforced iron plates that we've got to get this power plant working. So let's go ahead and start unlocking those. And the joy with automating stuff is we can just grab this stuff now. We haven't got to wait for it. So with everything unlocked that we need, let's go ahead and get our power plant set up. So a very basic setup. We've just got 16 biofuel burners over here. Storage for our bio-nuggies. We've got wood and grass constructors on each side, and then this just powers the biofuel, and then this will feed down into here. So all we need to do is give it a little jump start. That'll allow us to fire all this up, and then we can kickstart with the little bit of biofuel that we've got. Stick our wood into this one, stick our grass into this one, and then partially forget about this. So we'll give that a few minutes to catch up, and then we're just going to connect our temporary base up to this power plant so that that can run while we build the first little mini factory of the playthrough. Now, a small tip I saw this in a short actually the other day, and I can't remember what channel it was from to give credit, but like I say, I've got 750 hours in this game, and I didn't even know this was a thing. But if you go grab yourself an early hard drive, there's some free ones always around the starting areas. There is a recipe you can unlock called alternate cast screws. This lets us turn iron ingots straight into screws at a rate of 50 per minute. I think it's 12.5 iron ingots per minute, and we get 50 screws per minute. So this lets us bypass the iron ingot to iron rods to iron screws. We can just go straight to iron screws. It's a big space saver, and it's a big power saver early on in the game. So highly recommend you pick this up. It's the first time, as I say, in a lot of hours that I'm ever going to be using this recipe, but I am 100% using this. So we'll grab that. That unlocks that. And then we can get started with expanding our iron setup first. And here it is. I did forget to say before we did this, we need to unlock we need to unlock the assemblers before doing this build. But we have all the iron products that we need building now. It's not 100% efficient, but it doesn't really matter. As soon as some of this overflows, it'll be fine. But now we've got everything we need moving into these storage boxes. That's going to help us when we get to phase 2. So we've also now got copper sheets set up, which is going to help when we come to do our coal power plant. So we've got these running down here, and we've also brought our concrete a little bit local because we are going to need a lot of concrete, and we don't really get a good recipe for it until we unlock refineries. So up here we now have our concrete production. Over there, 4 constructors. It's going to give us a nice amount of concrete for building our base. So all that's left now, today's episode, is to unlock phase 2, get that continuous space elevator going. This is actually the first time we're going to be even looking at the continuous space elevator. So let's just drop it down for a minute. We don't get the dramatic build of the space elevator, unfortunately, which is always a really cool thing of a new playthrough, but we can take a look anyway. So this is the continuous space elevator. When we take a look at the UI for this, we have to feed in 1 per minute of smart plating to unlock our next phase. So you have a timer here, counts down every minute, as kind of makes sense. And we have to make sure that there's stock in here to satisfy this, and it will eat it every single minute. It will eat 1. And then as we move up, we need 10, and etc, etc, etc. So right down to the bottom here. So now I'm thinking on it, you can control this in the mods menu, and you can increase this number. So I think as we hit phase 3, to make the game a little more challenging, because 1 a minute of these is not that bad, really. I might times this up, so all of these will get higher and higher and higher, and I think I'll do that when we've got phase 3, and we've got a decent amount of power, and we start our proper factory for these. We'll turn this up, so maybe we need to make 100 versatile frameworks a minute and 20 modular engines, and we'll see. But let's move that out of the way for a minute. We're going to use this bit of space here to put down a smart plating factory. I've just yoinked some iron from here because my next closest iron node is 900 meters away. I don't really have the infrastructure to bring that over yet. So we have plenty. We have about 80 left over from what's been used over there. So let's just drop the factory right here and we're in. So we've put the space elevator back down and we've got everything feeding in. It's not going to be very efficient. I feel like I'm playing with fire a little bit here, but all we've got to make sure is this singular machine in the middle always runs at 50% or above and we'll be okay. So we can grab a belt. We can feed this in. And then we can very slowly watch these go into the space elevator. So now we watch. We have one. Our stock number's building up. When this number gets down to 0, we should see it unlock. And there we go. So as long as we keep up this 1 per minute, we're going to be absolutely fine. So now that we've got the 1 per minute feeding in, we've got our tier 3 and tier 4 buildings we can unlock. So next time we're going to be setting up our coal power plant. It's going to be very, very, very nice. It will mean we have fully automated power and we no longer have to worry about keeping the biofuel setup topped up. So I think we're going to use this area here. Plenty of water. I think we're going to build over the top of this water area. Put our power plant there. As I say, it has to be local to the base. We're not going to stay here forever. This is not our forever home, but we are going to stick to the rules as much as physically possible for this playthrough. So on that note, guys, I think we've had a really, really great start to the playthrough. If you want to follow along, please consider dropping a sub to the channel. As I said, next time we're going to be setting up our coal power plant and moving into the steel age, which is going to be great. So until then, guys, as I say, if you want to follow along with the playthrough, please drop a sub. And I will catch you guys in the next one.